सब रहे खुश मिजाज, सलामत रहे सब रहे खुश मिजाज, है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज। सलामत रहे सब रहे खुश मिजाज, है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज। सर पे हो सबके कामयाबी का सहरा, हो दर पे सभी के यहाँ खुशियों का पहरा। सर पे हो सबके कामयाबी का सहरा, हो दर पे सभी के यहाँ खुशियों का पहरा। प्यारे हो सपने होने दे सुहाने, हो सुंदर सभी के यहाँ जीवन कहानी। प्यारे हो सपने होने दे सुहाने, हो सुंदर सभी के यहाँ जीवन कहानी। हो जीवन यूं सबका जो हो खुद पे नाज, हो जीवन यूं सबका जो हो खुद पे नाज, है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज, है दिल की दुआ के यही अल्फाज। मिले तीनों लोगों का सुख बेशुमार, हो सांसें सभी की सदा खुशबूदार। मिले तीनों लोगों का सुख बेशुमार, हो सांसें सभी की सदा खुशबूदार। मोहब्बत की सबके दिलों में चहक हो, रिश्तों में सबके यहाँ मीठी महक हो। मोहब्बत की सबके दिलों में चहक हो, रिश्तों में सबके यहाँ मीठी महक हो। बजे सबके मन में उमंगों के साथ, बजे सबके मन में उमंगों के साज। सलामत रहे सब रहे खुश मिजाज, सलामत रहे सब रहे खुश मिजाज।
अमृता बहन,
Om Shanti.
ओम शांति बहन। Yes, you can start, Amrita bhai.
Okay. So today In today's Murli, the Avyakt Murli, Baba has mentioned about the quality of contentment. He has asked us to be a jewel of contentment and spread the light of contentment in the world. Remain content and make everyone content. So Bab Dada today has put some light on the quality of contentment and on what all subjects should we be content and how. So let's go through the Murli. Today, Bab Dada is seeing his jewels of contentment who always remain content. Such a beautiful sparkle is sparkling everywhere through the sparkle of each and every jewel of contentment. Each jewel of contentment is loved so much by the Father, loved by everyone, and also loved by the self. So these are the three attainments that we have when we are content, that we are loved by Father, the family, and by the self. Everyone loves contentment. Contentment is always full of all attainments because where there is contentment, there is nothing unattained. A contented soul has the natural nature of contentment. This is the quality of a contented soul, that there is natural contentment. The power of contentment easily and naturally spreads contentment into the atmosphere everywhere. So while going through the Murli, let's keep on checking whether we have these signs of contentment within us and then how to develop. So the contented soul spreads the contentment into the atmosphere. The face and eyes of such a soul spread the wave of contentment into the atmosphere. Where there is contentment, other specialities automatically come. Contentment is the gift, special gift from the Father at the confluence age. This is a special gift that Baba has given us. When we attained Baba, we attained contentment, and the knowledge is towards making us content, the knowledge of Dharma, the knowledge of self, the knowledge of God. So Baba says that this is a special gift from the Father in the confluence age. The stage of contentment is always victorious on an external stage. This is a reflection. When you're contented, you are victorious. So external situations continue to change, but the power of contentment constantly keeps increasing. No matter how many external situations come in front of you, at every moment, nature is seen to be like a puppet show in front of a jewel of contentment. That means any situation doesn't seem to be too big, and the soul who is content is able to be victorious. So the situations are a puppet show of Maya and nature. Therefore, contented souls never become distressed. The show of external situations is experienced to be like entertainment. In order to experience this entertainment, the seat of your stage should always be that of a detached observer. So this is what we have to practice, that we always have to be on the stage of a detached observer. So we will not complain, but we will be content. This will give you the experience of entertainment. No matter how much the scene changes, a contented soul who is stable on the seat of a detached observer is able to change every external situation with the stage of the self by being a detached observer. So each one of you has to check. What do we have to check? Am I always content? Always. Are you always content or sometimes? So this is one question that is raising, that we are content. We have been bestowed with the blessing of contentment, but is it always or is it only sometimes? So Baba is asking us to check. In the recent message also, what Baba Dada gave, Baba said that we have to maintain that stage of constant effort maker, and constantly we have to be in a stage of detached observer and contented. So that constant and lamba kal, what Baba mentions every time, that lambe kal ka abhyas. So always we have to underline that we might be taking steps, small steps, that's fine, but that those have to be very consistent. So Baba says, same with the contentment. For every power, for happiness and for you to become double light and fly, Baba always tells the children, always remember the word sada, always. The word sometimes doesn't exist in the dictionary of Brahmin life because contentment means all attainment. All attainment in every time. So there is no question of sometimes or something, but all, everything. So Baba says that word should not exist, doesn't exist in the dictionary of Brahmin life. Which word? Sometimes. Sometimes doing Amrit Vela, sometimes listening to Murli, sometimes doing traffic control, sometimes remembering Baba. That sometimes doesn't exist. Where there is all attainment, the word sometimes doesn't exist. When there's all attainment, so it's not that sometimes you feel fulfilled and sometimes you don't. Even in terms of the physical attainments also, material attainment also. So if you feel fulfilled all the time because you have that attainment, and same goes with the treasure of the soul, the inner treasures. When they are attained, it's not sometimes, they are there. So Baba says, underline that word sada. So are you those who always have an experience or are still making effort? We look at Baba, Brahma Baba, or we look at Dadi. So they were always in that state of intoxication and attainment every time, always. So Baba is asking us to check whether we have that experience always. We can make make that picture in front of us, that how Dadis and Baba did. And so that is possible, and that has to be our stage now. Have each one of you asked yourself, what have we asked ourselves? That do we have this experience of sada, or are we still making effort? Have you checked yourself? Because all of you are the specially beloved, sweet, lovely, and cooperative, self-transformer children of the Father. How does he see us? Specially beloved, sweet, lovely, and cooperative, self-transformer. You are like that, are you not? Is it like that? Do you experience yourself in the same way that the Father is seeing you? Raise your hands. Those who remain content all the time, not just sometimes. So, do we see ourselves the way Baba sees us? Sometimes the children might not have confidence in themselves, but if they have confidence on who is telling it, the highest from the high, then they attain the confidence. So, repeatedly remind yourself that who's saying this and how he's looking at us. So, you remember the word sada, do you not? You are raising your hands slowly. Good, very good. Only a few of you are raising your hands, and you're raising them after careful consideration. However, Bab Dada has repeatedly drawn your attention on what? Now, look at both the time and also the self. Check the speed of the time and the speed of the self. Now, this is a reminder. And the point that Baba has repeatedly told us to check the time and the self. How is the time progressing and how is the self transforming? Check the speed, because Baba says you are the master of the time also. So it's not that time changes you. Everybody has to change. Change is the law. But is it that the time is changing me, or is it that Baba, the self, I'm getting changed with that motivation? So if the time is changing, then all the marks, Baba says, they go to the time. So check the speed and then do that change. So every one of you should think, I am Raj Dular, that is royal, specially loved child of the Father. That is the swaman that we can consider for the whole day today. That we are Raj Dulara, Raj Dulari, they say that is a child who is specially loved and very, very royal. You do consider yourself to be the royal children, do you not? What love and remembrance does Bap Dada give you every day? Beloved children. Baba says, meethe bacche, meethe bacche. So who are the beloved ones? The ones who follow the Father. We can just note the main points. We have to follow Father, we have to check our speed, we have to be contented in all subjects. And it is very, very, very easy to follow. 3 times Baba has mentioned very. How easy it could be. Very, very, very easy to follow. To follow is easy. It is not difficult at all. If you follow in just one aspect, you will easily be following in all other aspects. They have this groupism in them, the values. If we follow in one step, then we can easily follow in all the aspects. It is just one line that the Father reminds you of every day. You remember that, do you not? What Baba is addressing to that line, to that word of beloved children, meethe bacche. So Baba says, do you remember that? Consider yourself to be a soul and remember me. A soul who is sweet, and then remember Father Man Manabhav. Consider yourself to be a soul and remember. It is just one line, is it not? So this is the line he's referring to, that he's reminding us every time in the Murli. And it is souls who remember it. Those who have received treasures from the Father cannot stay without doing service because they have plentiful attainment and limitless treasures. Okay, those who have received this, they have the treasures, they have plentiful attainment and treasures. You are the children of the bestower. You cannot stay without giving to others. And what is the title that the majority of you have been given? What is the title Baba is asking? Double foreigners. So your title itself is double. Seeing all of you, Baba Dada is pleased and always automatically sings the song, Wah, my children, Wah. It is good. In which plane have you come from all the different countries? Physically, you may have come in any plane, but which plane is Baba Dada seeing? Double foreigners, they come in the plane of so what is the plane? We have reached your lovely home in the plane of deep love. Not love, but in the plane of deep love for Baba. It's a very, very, very good quality and easy. It makes our effort easy, which is deep love. Any big effort, anything, that transformation that we have to do becomes easy if we have deep love for Baba. It is very subtle. When you love deeply, then you check that you are changing yourself completely. So that deep love had that much strength, that much power. It gives that much power. So Baba says, we reach in the plane of deep love. Today, Baba Dada is giving every child the blessing. Oh, lovely, beloved child, always be a jewel of contentment and spread the light of contentment into the world. Remain content and make others content. Some children say that it is easy to remain content, but to make others content feels a little difficult. Bap Dada knows that if you want to make each and every soul content, the method for that is very easy. If someone becomes discontented with you, what is the method? Baba will tell us in the following lines to keep the good wishes. Baba says that it is very easy, the method to keep someone content. But still, if someone becomes discontented with you and remains discontented with you, then that person is discontented anyway. And then Baba says that person, that soul has its own sanskar. But to keep someone contented is easy for you. However, you also become influenced by their discontentment. What mistake do? We become influenced by their discontentment to some extent. You do have waste thoughts, do you not? We think that we are doing good to them and I'm always content with them, but I don't know why are they not contented with me. So Baba says these are the waste thoughts. If you keep yourself as an embodiment of the awareness of the mantra that Baba has given you, the mantra of good wishes and pure feelings, you would never have any waste thought. You know that someone is like this or like that, but you still have to experience yourself to be constantly detached. Again, Baba is coming to that point of being a detached observer, that even if you know the person, you have to experience yourself in that stage of detached observer and detached from the vibrations of that one and always loving to the Father. We are doing good, we are following Srimad, then we have to be detached. If the other person is not still being able to be contented with us, we have to be detached from the vibrations of that one and always loving to the Father. So remember, contentment and deep love for the Father. So even if the vibrations of your elevated stage of being detached and loving to the Father do not reach that soul, even if it doesn't reach that soul, they will definitely spread into the atmosphere. The soul has their own barriers sometimes, so we cannot break until they are willing to break it. So Baba says that even if the soul doesn't change or they do not reach, your vibration don't reach that soul, it will spread into the atmosphere and do service anyway. So if someone does not transform themselves and you are being affected by that soul in the form of waste thought, in the form of why, in the form of questions, then everyone's thoughts spread into the atmosphere. Then those waste thoughts are multiplying, getting spread into the atmosphere. Therefore, become detached, be loving to the Father, and have benevolent and pure feelings and good wishes for that soul too. Many times children say, because that one made a mistake, I had to tell them with force. Your nature and face also become a little forceful. So that one made a mistake, but is the force that you showed not a mistake? So Baba is asking Simon, that's a mistake too. Even Dadi used to say, somebody used to go with some complaints, Dadi used to say that, okay, this one made a mistake, but you became angry, so you made another mistake. So Baba says, that one made some mistake and you said something forcefully, and this would be said to be a trace of anger. Is that right? Can one wrong put another wrong right? One wrong cannot put another wrong right. So according to the time nowadays, you have to pay special attention when you make your words forceful, because to speak loudly or to speak while being fed up, thinking that that one is not changing, is also a trace of second number vice, which is anger. So Baba says you have to be very, very careful. It is said that words emerging from your mouth should be like a shower of flowers. The words should be very soothing. They must be giving some kind of comfort to others, So like a shower of flowers. Sweet words, a smiling face, a sweet attitude, sweet drishti, sweet relationships and contacts. Until like this. This is how we have to be. We have to be an embodiment of these Mahavakya. That sweet words, smiling face, sweet attitude, sweet drishti, sweet relationships and contacts. They're also means of service. Therefore, look at the result. If they made a mistake, they are wrong, and with the aim of making them understand and not with any other aim. Your aim is very good, that you are giving teachings and explaining to them what has been seen to be the result of that. Does that one change? In fact, that one becomes more afraid of coming in front of you in the future. So the aim is not fulfilled. No? So Baba says, he check that. Even if they make a mistake and your aim is good, your feelings are good, but then if that result is not coming to be right, then it's a waste. So the aim is then not fulfilled. And therefore your thoughts, your words, your way of speaking, and relationship, connections. Baba says, let them all be very, very sweet. That is always great, because nowadays people want to see your practical life. When you serve through words, they are influenced through that verbal service and come close, and that is beneficial. But when they practically see sweetness, greatness, and elevated feelings through your activity and face, they also take inspiration for themselves. So as the situation will keep changing according to the time in the future, at that time, all of you will have to do more service through your face and your behavior. You're seeing those times. These times are what Baba is mentioning in the Murli, that they're becoming challenging. So in this time, the verbal service might not be that effective, but we might not get the chance also to serve verbally. But then our elevated feelings and activities will be a means of service. So service through face and behavior. Therefore, check yourself, are the sanskars of an attitude and vision of good wishes and pure feelings towards other soul part of your nature and natural? Is it a part of our nature? Is it natural for me to have pure wishes for everyone? So Baba is saying, check that. Only a contented soul can have this nature. This is also true, that only if you're contented with somebody's, with someone part, or with drama, or with the self, only then can we have that pure feelings. If we're not contented with the self, then other things arise, and then we're not able to make and sustain pure feelings for others. So Baba is asking to check whether do we have the attitude and vision of good feelings natural for other souls. Bab Dada wishes to see each child as a bead of rosary. A bead of a rosary of victory. So do all of you consider yourself to be those who are going to be the beads of rosary? Many children think that only the children who have become instrument will become a part of rosary. So many children think that, okay, the seniors, those who have been close to Baba, those who have become the main instruments, they will be the beads. But Baba says, many children think that only the children who have become instruments will become part of rosary of 108, Exhort to Mala, what Baba says. But Bab Dada has already told you before too, that the 108 is a memorial of the rosary of devotion. However, if each one of you becomes a victorious bead, then Bab Dada will create many more strengths in the garland. In the rosary of the Father's heart, each one of you victorious children has a place, and this is a guarantee from the Father. It really doesn't matter that number is less, but if we have that quality within us, we match the standard of what Baba's teachings, then we are victorious, and we have a place in Baba's heart, and Baba is going to add extra strengths in that 108 figure. So Baba says that always be victorious. So when you're contented, you can have pure feelings, good wishes, and a contented soul is always victorious also. So Baba says, in the rosary of Father's heart, each one of you victorious children has a place, and this is a guarantee from the Father. Simply make yourself victorious in your thoughts, words, actions, behavior, and on your face. Do you like this? Will you become this? Bab Dada guarantees that he will make you into a bead of rosary of victory. Now, this is a guarantee from God. So who will become that? Okay, then Bab Dada will begin to make strengths within the strengths in the rosary. Double foreigners like this, do you not? It is the Father's duty to bring you into the rosary of victory, and it is your duty to become victorious. It is easy, is it not? Or it is difficult? Do you find it difficult? Those who find it difficult, raise your hands. Do you find it difficult? There are a few who find it little difficult. Bab Dada says, when you say Bab Dada, then by saying Baba, will you not receive an inheritance? Since all of you have a right to the inheritance and the Father has given you the inheritance so easily, it is just a matter of a second. You knew and accepted. When we say Baba, then the inheritance automatically follows. So Baba says you have accepted my Baba. And what did the father say? My child. So a child naturally has a right to an inheritance. You say Baba, do you not? All of you use just this one expression, my Baba. Is it like that? Is it my Baba? Raise your hands for this. If it is my Baba, is it also not my inheritance? Since you say my Baba, it is also bound to be my inheritance. And what is the inheritance? To be equal to the Father, to be victorious. So Bab Dada saw that the majority of the double foreigners love to walk hand in hand. It is a fashion to walk hand in hand. Even now, Father asks, what is Shiv Baba's hand? He's asking, what hand is that? He doesn't have a physical hands. And so if you are holding Shiv Baba's hand, what hand is that? Srimad is the Father's hand. So just as you love walking hand in hand, what difficulty is there in walking, giving your hand to the hand of the Srimad? You saw Father Brahma, you saw the practical proof of how by taking every step according to Srimad, he reached his destination of becoming a perfect angel. Did you not? He became an Avyakta angel. So follow Father from the moment of waking up till night time. Bab Dada has told you the Srimad for every step. How you should wake up, how you should move along, how you should perform actions, what thoughts should you have in your mind, and how you should spread your time in an elevated way. You have received Srimad till the time you go to sleep. There is no need even to think, should I do this or not? Simply follow Father Brahma. Bab Dada has deep love in his heart. Bab Dada does not wish to see even one child not becoming victorious, not becoming a king. Each child is a king child. So, a self-sovereign, a master of the self. Therefore, do not forget your self-sovereignty. Understand? So, Baba is now making us stay in that awareness that we are a self-sovereign child of the Supreme, Baba. Baba says, you're the master of the self. Understand that. So Baba Dada has given us the signal many times that delicate times and times of suddenly are ahead. Therefore, it is necessary to be ever ready and to have that experience of being bodiless. This is again the second abhyas, the second practice that we have to make. The first one Baba told in today's Murli is that to be a detached observer. And another he's saying is to be bodiless, a shariri. So that practice is needed because the times are very delicate. So Baba says, no matter how busy you are, practice becoming bodiless in a second. In a second. From now and on, even while you are busy. When you're free, okay, but even if when you're busy, practice to be bodiless. You say that you remain very busy, but if you are thirsty when you're very busy, what would you do? You would drink some water. Would you not? You understand that you are thirsty, and so it is necessary to drink water. So even now and then, it is necessary to practice being in a bodiless and soul conscious stage, because in the times that are to come, there will be the need for an unshakable stage in the times of upheaval everywhere. So if you do not practice this from now over a long period of time, how would you remain unshakable at the time of extreme upheaval? So I said we don't have that practice, and the practice of long period of time. What Baba mentioned is sada, constant. So if we don't have that practice, how we are going to make and stabilize ourselves in that stage of being unshakable in the time of extreme upheaval. Throughout the whole day, find even 1 or 2 minutes and check yourself as to whether you're able to become bodiless through your stage of soul consciousness according to the time. Check and change yourself. Do not just check yourself, also change yourself. So, Bapdada in one of the Avyakt Murlis, he had mentioned that this practice has to be every hour. So he started with, I think, 10 minutes, and he said, okay, if not 10 minutes, 5 minutes, if not that, even less than that, 1 minute. But then every hour, just remind yourself that you are who you are and detach. So he mentioned that 12 times there should be a practice of being bodiless, and 12 times it has to be Farishta stage, angelic stage. So that makes the consciousness very, very light and powerful, unshakable. So Baba is, we can put this, incorporate this in our charts, the practice of being bodiless. So Baba is asking, check yourself, but also change yourself. By repeatedly checking this practice and by revising it, it will become your natural stage. Anything you do repeatedly, it becomes a natural stage. So Baba says this practice, if you do, it will become natural. You have love from Bap Dada, and all of you raise your hands in this. You have love, do you not? Do you have full love? Is it full or incomplete? It is not incomplete, is it? So if you have love, then what is your promise? Yeah, with love, promises follow. So Baba says, what is your promise? What promise have you made? Will you return home together? This is a promise. Now we'll stay together, we'll be together, we'll return together. So Baba says, will we return together? And you will also stay with him in the subtle region for a short time, just a short time. And then you will come in the first birth with Father Brahma. Have you promised this? You have you not? Baba is not making you raise your hands for this, but just nod your head. By raising your hands, you become tired. See how much concerned Baba is for children. You know, that even by raising hands, we become tired. So he's not making us raise hands. So since you're going to go home with him and not going to stay behind, who will the Father take with him? The Father will take with him those who are equal to him. The Father too does not like to go alone. He also wants to go with the children. So are you ready to go with him? Not in agreement. Are you ready? Will all of you go? Are all of you ready to go? You can only go when the Father goes. You will not go now. Now you still have to go back abroad. The Father will issue an order and ring the bell of being a conqueror of attachment, an embodiment of remembrance, and you will then begin to return with him. Nashtamoha Smriti Labdha, conqueror of attachment and embodiment of remembrance. And so we are going to go with the Father. Okay, Om Shanti. So this Murli will be continued tomorrow also. But then in today's Murli, the main points what Baba has highlighted, let's keep them in mind. And let's remember Baba for a while and then we can open for discussion. Om Shanti. So today, Baba has given us a lot of blessings and teachings on how to be a jewel of contentment. And he has also drawn our attention towards the practice of being a detached observer and spreading the vibrations of contentment. Then how to be very sweet in words, attitude, vision, actions, and everything. So how to be sweet, and then in the end, Baba mentioned about Nashta Moha Smriti Labdha, be that state of constant awareness and remembrance and detached. So these were the main points of the Murli today. You can share your points and ask if you have something.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So I like the Murli, Baba's talking about contentment and detached observer. I just have one question on when somebody's detached and they're contented with their life, then what's the difference between that versus detached observer?
See, contentment is the value, the quality, the natural stage. But detached observer is the practice. Being a detached observer, we have to practice that to be contented, and then contentment helps us in being a detached observer. So that is a practice that we have to be doing, and contentment is the result. We're not making an effort to be content and how to be content, but then we can make an effort of being a detached observer. Then we won't be influenced by the vibration of the other person and automatically remain content. So being detached observer and in the awareness of the soul, this is the practice that we have to make, and the result is content.
So if I'm detached, say from the relations and the material things and all that, do I have to worry about the being detached observer because I'm already detached from everything anyway?
It's not physical. It's really the internal thing that detached from the vibrations, detached from our own thoughts about them, detached from their response, detached from our ill feelings for them. So being detached from all those subtle aspects, that is what Baba is talking about, to be a detached observer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Baba.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Very beautiful, Murli. I like the way Baba has called us today. We are Raj Dularas.
Yes.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Baba says that the foreigners have this habit of, walking hand in hand. So now he says that you keep Baba with yourself all the time, whatever you are doing with. So I remember when I came into Gyan, the things were not very much clear to me. So I used to think how it is possible. How can I keep Baba with me all the time when I'm doing something, when I'm washing my clothes and doing other things? It will not be good keeping Bhagwan with you all the time. Tell him to do that. Let's do. So then I used to listen Shivani sister a lot. Then I realized one day she said Baba is energy. And then I realized, oh, this means that. Now one day she said Baba is concept. Now going hand in hand with Baba is very much, it's rather enjoying Baba with all the time, that doing things, it is happening on their own. We do not have to do anything. Then this feelings comes because I am having the highest energy with me. So
Yes.
I love Baba says, go hand in hand like this, not physical hand. It's not a matter of holding physical hand. It's, matching energy with Baba. The energy you are carrying, you are matching with it. The vibrations. Thank you. Thank you, Baba.
Beautiful. And also another hand of Srimad, what Baba has told today, that we must hold on to Srimad. Okay. Any other point that we wish to share and put some light on?
Om Shanti. Today Baba said that the ones who have deepest love for Baba, the sign would be that they will always follow Father. So following Father means to always speak sweetly and always have a smiling face, and be soft in your attitude, in your actions, and also be an example for others through your people should learn from your attitude and your all sanskars, not only through your words but also the through your life they should be inspired. Om Shanti.
Shanti. Papa told that it's a practical life. So since it's a practical life and it's not verbal knowledge, but then the time is coming that they're going to just see us and feel our vibrations and service will be done. So that is how we have to be, to be. So this is what practically we have to inculcate. Sweetness. Yes.
Also Baba said that when someone is not contented with you, because we feel that it is easy to remain content but making others content is difficult, so Baba said that at such times you have to do your job and at least have a pure good fishes and pure feelings for others, and spread those vibrations of being detached and being always being combined with Baba, and keep remembering him. So being with Baba and being detached from others and spreading the vibrations then will help you, and also will one day transform the others also. Om Shanti.
Correct. So what Baba has underlined in today's Murli is Sada, a practice of constantly being in that stage and making an effort in that. What is the effort? Is constant attention. Baba said that it is very, very, very easy to follow Baba. You can follow Baba, it's very easy. You just have to be in attention. Like Brahma Baba, he never did an effort of changing this or changing that. The soul has acquired many other sanskars also while in the journey, like each other soul. But then he never did an effort of changing this and focusing on the negative or the waste. But then he just made one effort of being in the awareness of the self and the remembrance of Papa. That was the only effort. He would just remain in that intoxication throughout, and that constant reminders to himself made him reach that stage of perfect angel, what Baba said in today's Murli. So we also have to make an effort of being bodiless, what Baba said today, following Father by being bodiless. Every time, even when you're too busy, make some time, find some time to practice that stage of bodiless. Baba says it takes a second, and that's going to help us a great deal in the times of challenges, Baba says. So being Nirakari Sthiti and Farishta Sthiti. When one Avyakta Murli, he mentioned that we must practice these stages. These are our own real stage, and we have to practice to be in that. So by doing that, we will be unshakable, Baba said, and detached from the negative and the waste. So that practice we'll do. And definitely Baba has given us the blessing of being a jewel of contentment. He said, you just become victorious. And Baba is going to add your number also in the list of that victorious souls, and in that the page of the rosary. So you just have to be victorious in your own words and thoughts and actions. Just be victorious and contented. And it's Baba's guarantee to give you the reward of being in the victorious list. So that is what we have to be. Okay.
Om
Okay.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Adding on to the churnings today, Baba has given one method how to manage anger. And he says that when you are discontent with any soul, you may come up with a force. There will be, I may raise my voice, I may shout, I may speak otherwise about the soul. He says at that point of time, catch yourself and check whether one mistake can be corrected by the other mistake. Because if I'm shouting and if I am angry on the other person, the way the other person is behaving, then I am also doing the same mistake. So that's the point to take on, is to one mistake cannot correct the other mistake.
That's the law, what Baba has mentioned today. One wrong cannot put the other wrong right. So, yes, being in that awareness and not doing any wrong by coming in the influence of the wrong.
Yeah, and adding on further, he says that if one wrong is trying to correct the other wrong, the whole intention of correcting the other person gets into drain because the other person loses the energy to even come in front of you at a later point of time. So the whole intention gets to it completely becomes zero in that case. So that's something which touched me today from the Murli, and that's something which I'm going to be taking on. Om Shanti.
Yes, true. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister. So just today's Murli, contentment being such a beautiful jewel, definitely very, very, very important. However, I just am being a little reflective on this, that we must understand that when we mean contentment, we also don't mean just that we stop making effort, because Baba also says be making that effort to be determined, to be connected to him in the thought. Contentment doesn't mean that, I just stay where I am.
Absolutely.
So we have to be very careful when we use these words and actually reflectively meditate deeply in silence to get the real meaning of contentment. Because sometimes contentment, when it's used a little loosely in the practical life, you will stop making effort. So contentment means you're in that state of contentment, in that state of joy, that Baba is always with you, but that doesn't mean you will not make the effort. So I think we have to be a little careful. I just wanted to share that thought. Om Shanti.
Yes. Therefore, Baba is also always inspiring us and motivating us towards the effort. That by being in that stage, you have to make a progressive effort and progress and become victorious. So that's what Baba means. Okay.
Om Shanti. Baba has also said that delicate times and sudden times are ahead. So keep check and change yourself. Keep checking and changing yourself. Om Shanti.
Yes, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. I have one question. Like sister has said that discontentment and contentment. Actually, when you are, with Baba all the time, and you see somebody around you who is really, spoiling himself by doing such a deeds that they will going to, give them harm. So what I want to ask is, okay, I don't say anything because that soul doesn't want to speak to you at all. Why she doesn't want to speak, or he doesn't want to speak? Because he wants to do the things what he wants to. Otherwise, he would be otherwise, if he'll be speaking to you, this technique one is using when he'll be keeping quiet, doing everything, and you are not in the position because he is not listening you. And what should the other person, like Baba's person, should do? That should stop saying anything, because when you say something, he is not listening you. And secondly, you are getting the same clear cut message why he is avoiding talking to you. Because I have learned that you keep telling, you do whatever you are doing. Like the sister said, ki sometimes we, by being contented, we just stop doing the things what we are doing. I just want to understand this. If intentionally somebody is not talking to you at all because he doesn't want to be interfere, what to do in this manner, in this, because you have this responsibility also, being a parent or a guardian, what to do in this case?
This is really a challenging thing, because then you have to be in that field also, and still follow Srimad and maintain the standards of your values and living. But then what Baba says is the only answer if we practice it really sincerely, that being a detached observer, somewhere our feelings, our vibrations are not very comforting to the soul. It's not that I'm saying it sweetly, but then I'm holding a image of that soul, which is very, not very good somewhere deep inside, and I'm not able to give it a chance to change. So if I always look at the other soul with that vision, what I'm holding, which is not very positive, then definitely my vibrations will not help the other soul evolve, or be in that readiness to accept our teachings and vibrations. So, like Baba has great vision for us unconditionally. We children are making many mistakes, not listening to Baba, sometimes not following Srimad, and not doing what he's saying. But then he holds that vision for us. So, practicing that and holding that vision. Why? Because Baba is detached and at the same time loving. We become affected by their intentions or their actions because we are attached a great deal. So, a detached observer and still having that pure wishes and love for the soul will definitely help melt down the soul's ego or the energy which has built up between the two, so that then again the relationship will become sweet. So that is the effort that we have to make, like detached and at the same time loving and holding a good vision for the soul. We practice it sada, like constantly for some time, then we can see a change which is happening. We do things with a lot of attachment and expectations, then definitely our vibration is not very comforting, and the energy doesn't change. So even if the action changes, the energy doesn't change. Until the energy changes, there is a little chance to have any success.
Thank you, sister.
Okay.
Om Shanti. Amritaben, before going to the meditation, we have a small announcement for Sunday session. The Sunday session is going to be conducted by Dr. Manoj Bhai, and we are going to have a Murli Manthan session. So we have to read the Murli dated 18th March 2008, 2nd April 2008, and 20th October 2008. That means this week's 3 Murli we have to read for this session for churning. Om Shanti, thank you. Now we can move towards the meditation.
Okay. So just let ourselves let's hold a vision for ourselves. What Baba has for us. I am Baba's beloved child, full of all attainments, contented, always. And beyond questions, expectations, or attachments. Like Baba is detached and loving, I hold the same stage, detached and loving. Let us not be influenced by the energies of others, and maintain our stage of sweetness. I am sweet in words, feelings, thoughts, and vibrations. And I radiate this energy to the environment. I have everything. I am a trail of contentment. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Amritaben. Thank you, all of you. We shall continue with this Murli tomorrow also.
Shanti.
Have a nice day.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, sister. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, Baba.